Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanoramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Okay, so now what we have here, this is all uh, Arjuna speaking, and he's going to give a series of arguments that will be to get out of fighting, that will be a little similar to arguments later that Sri Krishna will give to make him fight. Uh, so his point of view is that if we kill all of these people, then there'll be some very negative effects with regard to society. That there'll be a shortage of men, there'll be widows, there'll be uh, people who die, the children won't be able to perform the Shraddha ceremony, all sorts of things will happen, and everything, ultimately, society will go down the drain. That's his argument. But now the Krishna can also say the same thing, that if we don't fight and these adharma takes over, then the same thing will happen. So anyhow, he's been going through all of these arguments. So we'll start on verse 43. Hmm. I'll recite it once and then we'll recite it together. Doshayadeta kulagnana. We can do it together. Doshayadeta kulagnanam varna sankara karake. No, we'll all do it together after the second time. Yeah, yeah. So Doshayadete Shukla Didi. We'll all do it together the second time. Yeah. Those who can't follow instructions, they'll get a black mark. Yeah. Yeah. And extra homework. Okay. Doshayate kulagnanam varna sankara karake utsadyante jati dharma kula dharmascha shashvataha. Now together. Doshayate kulagnanam varna sankara karake utsadyante jati dharma kula dharmascha shashvataha. Okay, so now by these misdeeds of the destroyers of the family, everyone will have a slightly different translation. This will bring about this Varna Sankara. This Varna Sankara is a terrible thing, that there'll be uh, a mixture of different castes, that people won't follow all these rules of society, and no one will know what jobs to do and who's in charge of what. So, uh, mute everyone, huh? Can you do that? Mute all. Okay, yeah, we did it. Okay, yeah. So then this jati dharma, yeah, all of the uh, rules and rituals that are based on and the duties of life that are based on one's position. So society was organized in such a way that there'll be a certain number of people who will be in charge of uh, maintenance and things, and blue collar workers. There'll be some white collar workers. There'll be some agricultural people. There'll be some people who have to protect the country, kshatriyas. There'll be some people in charge of religion. Uh, if the balance gets messed up, then there can be a problem for a smooth running society. This is the argument that he's making. Okay. Utsanna, we're not going to spend too much time on this portion because we want to get to the real important stuff. Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavitityanushrama utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavateti anushushuruma. Okay, so now it's a domino effect. One thing's going to lead to lead to another. So because of this, that now with this Kula Dharma, the duties and obligations that belong to the different families and everything, that these are also going to be destroyed because of all of this. And then Narake Niyatamasu, that one will have to live in this nether regions. There's Naraka, they'll go to hell. And for a long period of time, they'll have to go there. And this is what we have heard. Yeah.
Maybe the place will become like hell then.
We can, if we want, we can always explain these things in a symbolic way. This very earth will become a hell. But this is, remember, this is Arjuna. This is not Sri Krishna's teaching. He's the one who's saying, I don't even know if it's true. We've heard this. I'm telling you what we've heard, that if we're responsible for the destruction of a family, and that it's going to cause such disruption to society and everything, that we ourselves will suffer because of this. So this is the argument. Then, aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadvrajya sukalobhena antum swajanamudhyataha. Then, alas. Together. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukhalobhena antum swajanamudhyataha. So now this is ahobat. This is lamentation. So he's alas, that we're ready to perform some very terrible thing. So he he's doesn't want to fight in the battle. Main objection is he has to fight against his own relatives and some very dear uncles and grandfathers and all of that. But he's bringing in the secondary argument that even if we do fight and everything, and even if we win, that so many people will be killed in this battle, and men, and old men. So that means families deprived of the breadwinners and all sorts of things. So this is the argument that he's putting forth, and then he says, Yad Raja Sukha Lobha, Lobhena, because of our greed for the happiness and the kingdom. So if we look at it from this point of view, so he's saying that you want me to fight. From my point of view, I don't really feel that it's just a question of righteousness and dharma. That I'll be doing it because secretly I want to be a ruler of the kingdom and have all the joys and pleasures of ruling a kingdom. So it says, alas, we're involved in a great sin, in that we are prepared to slay our kinsmen out of greed for the pleasures for a kingdom. Now, Sri Krishna is trying to tell him it has nothing to do with your personal desire or anything like that. It's for the sake of righteousness and dharma. So they're not on the same page exactly with their arguments and counter arguments. Yadimam apratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartarashtrarane hanyus tanme kshimataram bhavet. So now he's going to go to the extreme and say that rather than me fighting in the battle, better that they kill me. So if the sons of Dhritarashtra, his cousins, if they, with weapons in hand, were to slay me, and this is a shastram, that means I won't even pick up a weapon. Yeah, rather than fight back, I'll just say, okay, kill me if you want. I'd rather that you killed me than that I kill all of you, and then that sin is on my head. Then I'm responsible for everything. So if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to slay me, unresisting and unarmed in battle, that would be better for me. Okay, so he's trying to come with every possible argument to get out of this battle. First was that how can I enjoy my enjoyment will be smeared with blood. That these are the people that helped raise me, uncles and grandfathers. They taught me things and everything. Who ended up on the other side because they're cousins, so they'll have common relatives. Yeah. And then the second argument is that we'll think, even if we win, how many people will die and how will affect society. So, who likes his arguments?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
He makes good points.
Yeah, he does.
Huh? Don't you
He
think?
does, yes.
Yeah,
He does.
yeah. So, some people don't like to take this as really, the whole thing is symbolic. They don't like to take this exactly the setting. See, our Gandhiji, the greatest proponent of nonviolence. This was his favorite book, the Gita. So he'll try to take it others also in some symbolic way. But I think this is a nice setting. This is a real dramatic setting for the whole thing. Whether it actually took place or didn't take place, it's just a wonderful setting to have this spiritual discourse on a battlefield the night before the battle, and the dilemma of Arjuna to have to fight his own kinsman, and then with Sri Krishna, who is the one trying to convince him. And so this is the setting for the whole thing. Okay, so that's the end of this. Oh no, one more thing. Sanjaya Vacha Evam Muktva Arjuna Sankhye Rathopastha Upabhishat Visridhya Sasharam Chapam Shoga Samvignamanasah. Sanjaya Vacha Evam Muktva Arjuna Sankhye Rathopastha Upabhishat Visridhya Sasharam Chapam Yoga Samvignamanasah. So Sanjaya is the one he's reporting everything to the blind king. And so what we had before were the words of Arjuna. And now, so the narrator is coming back in. So now he's going to say that Evam Uktua. So Arjuna, having spoken these words, so this is going to be, one break here. Speaking thus, in the midst of the battlefield, then what did Arjuna do? This Sasharam Chapam, his bow and his arrow he threw. So we picture this, that they're in this chariot together, that he asked Sri Krishna to take the chariot right in front between the two armies in that middle land, the no man's land, and just to see what's happening. And then he realizes everything, and he gets more or less convincing himself that if he doesn't want to fight, better for them to kill him even. Or before that, better to renounce everything, become a beggar, and then go wander the streets and beg his food. So he throws away his bow and arrow, and he sank down on the seat of his chariot with his mind distressed with sorrow. Shoka samvigna manasa. So just sunk in this ocean of misery. Well, so this is the end of the first chapter. Now, I don't have the full thing, but usually at the end it says Om Tat Sat Iti Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yogi Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade, and then this will be the Arjuna Vishada Yoga Nama Paratamodhyaya. Now it's a little significant because this we have the, oh, you also don't have it. Oh, you have the same one. Okay, so it's called an Upanishad. It's not an Upanishad, but it's held in such high esteem. It doesn't belong to the Shruti, but it's such a high esteem that it's considered to be almost on the same level, so they call it an Upanishad. So Upanishad, it's Brahma Vidya. So this is the highest knowledge of Brahman, Vidyayam, Yoga Shastra. Yoga, so that means it's teaching about how to put these things into practice. Yoga Shastrayam. Sri Krishna. So this dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, and this is the end of that first chapter, which is called the grief or the sorrow or depression even of Arjuna. Okay. Now we start the second chapter. So the first chapter is really introductory. We don't get the real teachings until we get to the second chapter. And even here, we won't really get it till I think verse 11. So we'll go through. Okay. So beginning of second chapter, Dvitiyo Dhyaya. Sanjaya Uvacha Tam Tata Kripaya Vishtam Ashurupurnakulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudanaha. Sanjaya Uvacha Tam Tata Kripaya Vishtam Ashurupurnakulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudanaha. So this we're going to get the reply from Sri Krishna coming up. So this is still Sanjaya telling the old blind king that thus did he speak to him, this Arjuna, to Sri Krishna, Avishtam Kripaya. He's filled with pity. He's in a very bad state like this. Ashrupurna, the eyes are filled with tears. Akula, ikshanam, this is restless and distressed. This is a terrible condition. Vishidantam, and just sorrowing. So to him who was thus overwhelmed with pity and sorrowing, whose eyes were dimmed with tears, to him, Madhusudana, that means Sri Krishna, spoke these words. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutasva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupasthitam Anaryajushtamaswargyam Akirti Karamarjuna. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupasthitam Anaryajushtamaswargyam Akirti Karamarjuna. So he's going to half pretend that he's astonished and shocked. Where did this come from? He's a kutastva kashmalamidam. So where did this all come from in the midst of this battle that we have to fight? Then how did you? Yeah, all this it's anarya jushtam. This is not befitting somebody. Arya means somebody who's living up to the highest standard, the highest noble standard of this whole ancient tradition. And in his case specifically, he's a kshatriya. It is bound in duty. He's bound in duty to keep this dharma, righteousness, to fight any type of adharma, to protect the whole country, to protect society, and not justam. This is unbefitting. This is not proper. This is for someone of your stature, and he's considered the greatest warrior of the five Pandava brothers, and he's known for his valor and courage and everything. So where did this come from? This he's asking. He knows where it came from, but he thinks, and still, you should be able to rise above all of this. Aswargyam, yeah, that Kshatriya who dies in a battle or performs his duty will go to heaven. He'll get his reward. This will not lead to that. This and akirti karam, that people will criticize you. This no one will praise you. Oh, how wonderful this Arjuna is! How much he loves his relatives! What a peaceful person is. He doesn't want to fight. No one will say that. Yeah. So this is the Blessed Lord said, that means Sri Krishna, in such a crisis, whence comes upon you, O Arjuna, this dejection, un-Arya-like, disgraceful, even contrary to the attainment of heaven. Yet disgraceful literally, that other people will not have nice things to say about you. Then we get a famous verse here. Klaibyam parata naitad tvayupapadyate Chudram hridayadolbalyam tyakto tishta parantapa. Klaibyam parata naitad tvayupapadyate Chudram hridayadolbalyam tyakto tishta parantapa. Klaibyam masma gama. Don't yield to this impotence, kliba. This is really somebody who incapable. Even they'll use this for the eunuchs, or kliba, those who are incapable of having children. Someone who has no power at all. So this klabium. Here it says unmanliness. There will be other translations. What do you have for?
Unmanliness.
You have the same book probably.
Yeah.
What do you have?
It says unmanliness.
Oh, same thing. Okay.
I wrote down manly.
Okay. Yeah. So it means really, yeah, there's a feeling of impotence, helplessness, can't do it. Yeah. Unmanliness. Na etad tvai upavadite. This is not fitting for you. The Kshudram hridaya durbala. This weakness, this weakness of heart, and this meanness, this mean weakness of heart, all of this. He says, Tyaktva, give this all up. Give up this, all of this, utishta, and rise up. And then he calls him Parantapa, oh, destroyer, scorcher of foes. So yield not to unmanliness. So he's not at this point going to give too many arguments. First argument is that what are you talking about? That you're a warrior. That don't let this weakness and meekness and cowardice come in. There's in your blood. That you're born a kshatriya, and this is a terrible thing to be faint-hearted. He's calling him a coward, basically. How did this come? How did this come about? It's not befitting for you. It's not befitting for Arya. Arya, yeah. We have to understand it doesn't mean an Aryan invasion or anything like that. It means for somebody, a noble person, someone with a high standard, someone with integrity. Arjava. So cast off this mean faint-heartedness and arise, O scorcher of thine enemies. Swami Vivekananda said that if one recites this one verse, one gets the merit of reciting the entire Bhagavad Gita.
Which verse is it, Swamiji?
We just read it.
Okay.
Number 3. Chapter 2, number 3. The verse that we just read.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because Swamiji, he said at one time, now I feel that all religion and everything, that it all goes to this one thing, manliness. It doesn't mean male, female. Manly, it means strength and courage. Yeah. So this was it's called to rise up, and this faint-heartedness and all of this. He said, just throw it away. Uttishta, rise up. Now, so if he only makes a couple of statements, now Arjuna is going to speak again. He's going to give his reply to all of this. He's not convinced. Arjuna takes time to get convinced. We'll see throughout this in Gita that he'll be convinced of something for a minute, and then the next moment he'll have doubts again, and he'll question it, and he'll get another reply. This is very, very helpful because these are the same doubts and questions that we have. So he's the perfect person for this. If he understands everything right away, then we don't need the rest of the 18 chapters. Yeah. So it's very good. So now he's going to come back with his own arguments. Arjuna vacha katam bhishmamaham sankhye dronam cha madhusudana ishabhi pratyotsyami pujarho adisudana. Arjuna vacha Katham bhishmamaham sankhye dronam cha madhusudana ishubhi pratiyotsyami pujarhavadi sudana. So he's saying, how can I, Sankhya in this battle, Madhusudana. See, all these are different epithets. They have different names for them. Slayer, there was a demon Madhu that Krishna slayed once, Madhusudana. How can I fight with a battle against Bhishma and Drona? These are the two that are specifically mentioned. That Drona was the one who taught him archery and everything. Huh? Yeah, yeah. So these are his gurus, but relatives also. Uh, how can I fight against these who are uh, puja? So Arha puja, they're worthy to be worshipped. Not just that I don't want to fight, rather I should bow down before them and worship them. They're such revered figures. So how can I in battle, oh Madhu, slayer Madhu, fight with arrows against Bhishma and Drona, who are rather worthy to be worshipped? Gurun hatva hi mahanubhavam shreyo bhoktum bhikshamapi loke hatvarta kamangstu gurun ihaiva bhunjiya bhogan rutirapradigdhan. So now he's going to talk about that he'd rather give up his kshatriyahood, really. Oh, altogether. Yeah. Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan shreyo bhoktum bhikshamapi loke atvarta kamangstu gurun nihaiva bhunjiya bhogan rutirapradigdhan. So Guru Nahatva. So suppose I don't participate in this. So I won't be killing these gurus, this Mahanubhavan, these great souled people. So let me not kill them. And rather than do that, it'll be better if I beg my food. If I go, not just that I go back home, I'm not going to fight in this battle, but I don't deserve to even have somebody cook food for me, anything. I'll have to wander like a beggar. Even that's better. He's saying to the extent to which he doesn't want to fight, that it'll be better if I do all of that and just wander through this world, living on bhiksha.
Excuse
So
me, Swamiji.
yes.
So, looking from outside in, yes, Bhisham Pitama is his relative, right?
Mm,
And he
mm.
had taken a vow, so he had to help Dhritarashtra. But his Dronacharya, actually, if you like, you say that you should respect. He was his guru, so he should respect him definitely. But he also was not. I mean, he's doing it because he's his guru, and he should do it. He should not do this. But at the same time, he cut the thumb of Eklavya, and he had this Putramo with his son. That's why he fought this war because of his son. He
Mm,
had
mm.
so Dronacharya was not all that great. I think so.
Nobody's perfect, Gita.
No, no, but for, Arjuna is taking his side like he was totally flawless, right? I mean, you respect people for how
Yeah,
they deal with others, not just
yeah,
you
yeah.
yourself, right?
Mm, mm.
When somebody respects some, I mean, I am just looking at it from outside. I know it's just a debatable topic.
Mm.
I know I'm wrong because that's the Bhagavad. But the thing is, when I look at in my mind, when I think of Dronacharya, I don't have much respect for him.
Yes.
You cannot cut somebody's thumb like that, you know.
No, it's not a good thing. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. All of these characters, none of them are perfect. This is they have to make an interesting storyline for all of this.
Uh,
Don't get wrapped up in this part of it.
yes.
This is just setting the stage for all of this. Anyhow, if we look at our own parents, grandparents, and everything, we can find plenty of things that they did that we think, well, why did they do that? That wasn't very nice. Maybe not plenty, but yeah.
Thank you.
Nobody's perfect, Gita.
Thank you, Swami.
No, yeah, thank you. Okay. So if we kill them, why? Artakama, that for the desire of worldly pleasures and enjoyments in order to get to gain something. Uh, so he says it's better that I do that. Otherwise, rutir paridhan, or enjoyments, they'll be covered with blood. So this verse, surely it would be better even to eat the bread of beggary in this life, become a wandering beggar, than to slay these great souled masters. But if I kill them, even in this world, all my enjoyment of wealth and desires will be stained with blood. So he's making a good case. Yeah. Even though, somebody cuts off somebody's thumb, he can still be a good person. Yeah. It wasn't a good thing that he did. Gita, you're right. You shouldn't go around cutting people's thumbs off. Yeah. Yeah. Why did he do that? Cut off his thumb. He had a reason.
For Arjuna to be the best.
Ah,
He was scared that
Ekalavya.
Yeah, Eklavya was even better than Arjuna.
Yeah, but he wasn't a Brahmin or something. He wasn't
yes,
supposed to. Yeah,
Low caste.
he was low caste.
And-
So he made a statue of Dronacharya, and he learned it that way. Yeah,
Because Dronacharya refused to teach him.
he refused to teach him. Yeah,
So he didn't
but I
want,
agree. He shouldn't have cut off his thumb.
so he didn't want anyone to be better than Arjun, who was his favorite student.
Favorite student. Yeah. In those days, things were a little different. Yeah, you could lose a finger or a thumb. Yeah, it wasn't such a big deal.
He had a collection.
Yeah.
The reason for cutting the thumb was that way the person who was better than Arjun would not be able to hold the bow and arrow.
Yeah, right.
So,
Like with pool players, you break their thumbs.
yeah.
Yeah, so they can't shoot pool anymore. Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason for it. Yeah.
Original caste and all that.
Yeah.
Not the primary factor.
No. Okay. Anyhow, his we don't have to worry about it. His point is that how can he even enjoy, if he wins, enjoy the kingdom and everything, that knowing what he had to do in order to get it. He's not thinking at all now about this question of dharma. That'll come in later. Na chaitad vidma kataran no gariyo yadva jayema yadiva no jayeyo yaneva hatva nadijivishamas tevastita pramukhe dhartarashtraha. Na chetad vidma kataranno gariyo yadva jayema yadiva no jayeyo yaneva hatva nadijivishamas tevastita pramukhe dhartarashtra. So now he's going to say, I don't know what is better, whether we should win or whether we should lose. Maybe it's better that we lose this battle. Now, if all of these arguments before were kind of personal things, now the whole thing is so let them win. And better than everything gets destroyed. It may not be the best thing. We can say Gandhiji, and let Zinn become better than the whole country goes in flames. Yeah, even that's better than the other alternative. It's not the best. So he's saying something like that. So indeed, I can scarcely tell which will be better, that we should conquer them or that they should conquer us. The very sons of Dhritarashtra, after slaying whom we should not care to live, and they're the ones who stand facing us now.
So actually, what I guess Gandhiji was trying to use that phrase to say that their consciousness will make them feel, I'm guilty, I am killing them innocent.
Yeah, unfortunately, this most people they're happy when they win in a battle and kill everybody else. Yeah, don't feel that guilt. Yeah, some may, of course. There are many soldiers, of course, who, yeah, the whole,
Trauma.
yeah, they have this trauma and everything, and terrible feelings of guilt. But yeah, usually, somehow they're trained in such a way that they dehumanize the enemy, so that they don't feel the same thing if it's killing them. Yeah.
Right.
But these are people that he knows. It's very hard for him to do that, dehumanize them. Karpanya dosho bhadasvabhava parichami tvam dharma samudha chetaha yachreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyaste ham shadhimam tvam prapannam Karpanya dosho bhadasvabhava parichami tvam dharma samudha chetaha yachreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme Vishaste hamshati mam tvam prapannam. Now, this is a turning point. This is a turning point in Arjuna. He's now going to admit that uh, he understands that there's an other side of the story. He understands that there's a need for this battle. He understands that the other side represents adharma, and he doesn't know what he should do. His instinct is that better not to fight. But he has such regard for Sri Krishna that he's saying that you tell me what to do. I'm your disciple, that I take shelter with you. I'm falling at your feet. Whatever you say, that I'll do. Now he's going to say that, but he'll still need more convincing after this. So this says, this karpanya dosha. So this his swabhava is upahata. His nature, his mind, has been just overpowered, we can say, by this defect of this kripana, this just weakness, we can say, that he feels now that what a weak, miserable creature I am. That here I'm a kshatriya and I'm trying to get out of this battle. He's a little bit of sense of that, and he says that that's overpowered my mind, so that I don't know if I'm really seeing things clearly, or if my arguments are making sense, or if I'm just rationalizing to get out of this battle. So with my nature overpowered by weak commiseration, and then dharma samudha chetaha. This my mind is confused with regard to what is my duty, dharma. So dharma, it means an individual duty. It means his own personal integrity and everything, and it means dharma for society also. So then he says, "You please tell me nishchitam, for certain. I don't want any gray area. I don't want you to say, well, this is some advantage to this, some advantage. No, just tell me. At this point, I know that my mind is not in any condition to make the right decision. That you please tell me, nishchitam bruhitan me. I am your shishya. I am your shishya. That I am your disciple, and Shadhimam, you please instruct me, tell me what to do. Tvam prasannam, I have taken refuge with you. I've taken shelter with you. That I understand that my mind is very confused, that I'm overcome with emotion. I'm not thinking very clearly. That this question of dharma is too complicated for me. That we're right in the horns of this dilemma, that on the one hand, having to kill the beloved people, on the other hand, not fulfilling my duty as a kshatriya, and maybe being responsible for this adharma. So with my nature overpowered by weak commiseration, with a mind in confusion about duty, I supplicate thee. Say decidedly what is good for me. I am thy disciple. Instruct me, who have taken refuge in thee. Now, there's going to be a footnote about dharma. What is the real meaning of dharma? It comes from this root, drit, to hold together. That what holds the fabric of society together. It means the essential element of something. There are many different reasons. It means righteousness. And nowadays, it comes to mean religion itself. Sarva dharma samannvaya, the harmony of all the religions. But it has that, so there's a little note here. And dharma is the ness, N-E-S-S. That means the essential nature. The law of the inmost constitution of a thing. So there can be a dharma of a glass. What will that be? It can be the substance that it's made of. It can be the fact that it holds water to drink. That'll be the essential. What are the essential features? The primary meaning of dharma is not virtue or religion. That is only secondary significance. Fighting in a just cause is the religious duty or dharma. So now it's used as swadharma. This will be a term, swabhava and swadharma. These two terms come up over and over again. Swabhava is what is our own nature, not from a philosophical point of view, but from the social and human aspect. So Arjuna's swabhava is that he's a warrior. So some people, their swabhava may be that they're meant to serve other people. That's their nature, their constitution. They're happiest when they're serving others. Swabhava. Swadharma is the occupation or type of work that we're meant to do based on swabhava. So this idea of caste was that you're born into a certain caste, which will have its own swadharma. So born as a kshatriya, but you're born into that caste because that's your swabhava. They're supposed to match. Now, do they always match? No. We know that nowadays that
But it depends on how religious you are in your past lives.
it depends on, yes, it depends on what we've done in the past life, and somehow maybe there are aberrations. Maybe the system works and makes sense. Maybe there are aberrations where somebody born in a low caste turns out to be a brilliant doctor, where somebody who's born as a Brahmin turns out to be a wonderful artist or musician. Yeah, these things can happen.
Or beggar.
Or a beggar. Yeah, yeah. Or the Shudra turned out to be a great, high spiritual soul. So we see that it's not a perfect, we understand in theory it was very good. And the time of the Gita, it was kind of accepted. Of course, we had a long discussion about this last time, that maybe one could choose one's caste based on one's swabhava at one time, that there was a little freedom of movement that way. That makes sense. Swamiji also liked that idea. So fighting in a just cause is the religious duty or dharma, or swadharma, of a kshatriya, while the same is a sin to a brahmana. So if a Brahmin kills somebody, even in battle, yeah, then he gets sin because that's not his swadharma. Because it is contrary to the law of his being. That means it's not in his nature to do that. Working out one's karma according to the law of one's own being is therefore the dharma or religion or way to salvation of an individual. So this will be a theme that we get, that even if someone's work is what's considered to be a very low-class work by society. Someone is a trash collector. They go and they pick up trash on the street. Through the performance of that, as one's own duty, as a type of worship, without caring if it praise or blame, all of those things, one can attain to the highest. So this the distinction, and this is a bit of a change over the earlier. The distinction will be that the duties assigned to the different castes will be different, but the possibility of realization will be the same for everyone. Now, in the orthodox period, or the Upanishadic period, or under Manu, anyhow, the very orthodox tradition was that one had to be born as a Brahmin and at final birth. Uh, and to get access to the Shruti, the scriptures, uh, there was a adhikara that others didn't get access to it, and they were told, just do your duty in this lifetime. You'll be born in a better birth the next lifetime. The Gita takes a different point of view. That it doesn't matter what your station in life is, everybody can attain to the highest, can get liberation. So this is the meaning of dharma here. Now it's significant that he says, "I am your disciple." Now, does it mean that he took some type of initiation, this and that? Things were a little different in those days. We don't know what it meant to be somebody's disciple. Probably just to be accepted, or to declare, or to ask, "Can I be your disciple?" And Guru will say, "Yes, come." So Arjuna, and now Sri Krishna has the right to tell him what to do. Otherwise, he can say, "I can advise you, I can suggest something. You want to be my disciple? Then if I tell you to do it, you have to do it." But he's not free. Yeah, he's this Arjuna. Still, he has to express all of his misgivings and everything.
And he's also Kshatriya.
Yes, yeah.
So he's not Brahmin.
Yeah, so they're both Kshatriyas. Yeah. The avatars were generally Kshatriyas, Rama and Krishna. Yeah,
Except
and Chaitanya Deva.
Thakur.
Chaitanya, if you count him. No, they were
Brahman.
Mishra. What? Jagannath Mishra. Yeah. So yeah. So the acharyas from the south were Brahmins, and the avatars from the north were Kshatriyas.
From the mythology point of view, Swamiji,
Yes.
when the Vamana avatar, he was a Brahmin,
Yes.
and Parashurama
Vamana avatar. Yes.
was a Brahmin, and Parashurama, I think, was, I don't know. I think he was
Kshatriya. Parshuram was
Probably Kshatriya is he's going around with an axe and everything.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
yes.
does.
Oh, he was a Brahmin.
Yeah, he was a Brahmin, but he
Okay.
wanted to destroy all the Kshatriyas
Ah,
because of
okay.
the that he had done. The
Oh, that wasn't nice.
So that's why
You
he
talk
had
about cutting off a thumb.
he was about to cut off even Rama's head.
Even
And
Rama's
then
head.
Yeah. Then it turned out that he was part of the Amsha Avatara, as you call it.
Ah.
And therefore, he just vanished in
Yeah,
that
because you can't have two of them at the same time.
at the same time. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
mythology
problematic.
part of it.
Okay.
So what was Thakur then, Swamiji?
About what?
In terms of the caste? There was no caste at that time.
What did he say about in terms of, huh? Yeah, of course. No, I don't get the question, Gita.
So Thakur's time was there was Brahman, there was the Kshatriya. What was he?
Oh, he was a Brahmin, yes.
He was a Brahmin.
Yeah.
But it wasn't so prominent at that. It was getting less and less the effect, right?
No, not during his time.
Oh.
Not during his time, especially in the villages, but even in the city. Yeah, no, because there was such a dispute over the Kali temple, because Rani, Rashmani, she belonged to a low caste. So none of the Brahmins wanted to serve in the temple. So it was pretty strong, yeah, even in those days. Some of Thakur's disciples we see, the Brahmin disciples, they hesitated to eat at the house of some of the non-Brahmin devotees. Yeah, so it was... it was quite strong, I think, at that time.
Okay, thank you.
Nahi parpashyami mamapanudyat yad shokamuchoshanam indriyanam avapya bhumau asapatnamaridham rajam suranam apichatipatyam. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat yachokambutshoshanam indriyanam avapya bhumau asapatnamaridham rajam suranam apichadhipatyam. Now it's funny that these are continuing arguments that he should have said before. That he says, "I'll do whatever you tell me to do." Now he's going to argue again. Now he's going to say, "But still, how can I do this thing?" He should have said that first, and then said, "Now I'll do whatever you want." Anyhow, so it says, "I don't see anything that can remove this sorrow." Yeah, this which is just drying up, blasting my senses. Even if Asapatna Buddham Bhumau, that I've no rival on this earth, that I'm the ruler of everything. Nobody can attack me or do anything like that. And even if I could be the ruler over all of the gods, Suranam, so I do not see anything to remove this sorrow which blasts my senses, even were I to obtain unrivaled and flourishing dominion over the earth and mastery over the gods. Okay, so he's telling Sri Krishna, yeah, I'll do whatever you say, but still, yeah, I have this nagging doubt that you tell me to do it, I'll do it. I'm taking refuge in you, but I'm still probably hoping that he won't have to do it. Okay, so now Sanjaya is going to come back and talk to the king. Sanjaya Vacha Eva Muktva Hrishikesham Godakesha Parantava Dayotsye Govindam Uktva Tushne Babhuvaha. Sanjaya Vacha Eva Muktva Hrishikesham Godakesha Parantava Dayotsya iti Govindam Uktva Tushne Babhuvaha. So Sanjaya says that having thus spoken to the Lord of the senses, Hrishikesha, that means Arjuna, after saying all of this to Sri Krishna, then he says, Na yotse, I'm not going to fight. Now, does it make any sense? The verse before, he said, whatever you want me to do, I'll do. Yeah. And then again, he changed it. He's very fickle-minded, this Arjuna. Huh?
We do that.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
Hesitation.
Yeah. So, yeah, I take refuge. I'm confused and everything. But then again, I have to tell you the truth. I really don't see, even if you say to do it, yeah, maybe I'll do it, but I really don't see how I'm hoping somehow you won't. So he says, I shall not fight. So it's not even that I'll do whatever you want me to do. Now he's really saying, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. I shall not fight. And he became silent. Now, there's a little note. Well, why all of these Gorakesha and Parantaba and Hrishikesha, all of these different epithets for Sri Krishna and Arjuna? The object of Sanjaya in using these names is to remind Dhritarashtra, the blind king, who may naturally be a little elated at the prospect of Arjuna's not fighting, that this is only a temporary weakness, because he's calling him Parantava, the one who did scorcher of foes. He's using this term. And by the presence of the Lord of the senses, all ignorance must equally be dispelled. Arjuna's own nature also is devoid of darkness. It is he, not the conqueror of sleep, is he not the conqueror of sleep and the terror of foes? Okay, Buddhakesha and Parantava. Okay, now we're going to start getting the real essence of this Gita. One more last preliminary verse. Tamuvacha Hrishikesha Prahasan Iva Bharata Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Vishidantamidhan Vachaha. So now Sri Krishna Prahasan Iva. as if laughing at him, a little smile, faint smile that, yeah, I've heard all of this. Yeah. You may think that this, but I know that ultimately your real nature is going to come to the surface. There's a little bit of a play that we have to put on. I have to convince you of something in the long run. I know that you're going to do anyhow. So a little bit making fun of him also, but Hasaniva, as if laughing at him. So it's very interesting the way this is put. So he said to him, yeah, in the midst of this battle, reminded again this Vishidantam to Arjuna, who was in such a deplorable, depressed type of condition. So it is to him who was sorrowing in the midst of the two armies, Hrishikesha, that means Krishna, as if smiling, O descendant of Bharata, spoke these words, smiling. It says to drown Arjuna in the ocean of shame. Yeah. A little bit of smirk, a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of a smile. We have to use our imagination now. Why exactly does it say? Not Parasan Eva, as if. Not fully doing it, but giving the indication that otherwise he could say, I feel so bad for you. I know your plight and everything. I wish I could do something to help. But no, he said yes, a little bit as if laughing at him. Okay, so yeah, we'll start. So this really verse 11 is when we get what we really consider to be this Bhagavad Gita. Everything else is setting the stage for this. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashocyan Anvashochyastvam Pragyavadangscha Bhashase Gatasun Agatasungscha Nanushocanti Panditaha Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashocyan Anvashochyastvam Pragyavadangscha Bhashase Gatasun Agatasungscha Nanushocanti Panditaha. So Sri Krishna speaking, he says that these people that you are grieving for should not be grieved for, Ashotya. That now, why does he say that they're terrible people? You shouldn't feel sorry if you kill them? No. What is his point?
Because they already died.
They're already dead.
Yeah.
No.
No, don't grieve for either the living or the dead.
Yes. No. What the point is that the soul will not die when the body dies.
Yes.
This will be the whole point.
I have of Mahabharata
Is
is that the name actually Duryodhana or Yudhishthira, Dushashan, these are all already qualified. The characters are already living.
Yes, yeah. This is true. So it says, Gadasu and Agadasu. So those who are still living and those who are dead, that one shouldn't mourn for them. So he says, thou hast been mourning for them who should not be mourned for. Now, mourning usually means that they're dead already. It means that he's feeling sorrow for them, that he's feeling terrible that if he has to kill them in battle. And Sri Krishna is saying that you shouldn't have to feel that way for those who have died or those who have not yet died. He says, but now he's going to give a little credit to Arjuna, that you've spoken things that are they make sense. Yeah, you've put forth a good argument. I can understand that, not wanting to kill people. I can understand these are your relatives. I can understand that society may suffer because there's so many people who die. All of that. You've spoken words of wisdom, but. So there's going to be a big but. So it says, thou hast been mourning for them who should not be mourned for. Yet thou speakest words of wisdom. But the Pandit, now it has a negative connotation nowadays. Somebody who just stands up and sermonizes. He thinks he knows everything. But real meaning is a wise person. Those who have true wisdom. So the truly wise people, the pundits, they grieve neither for the living nor the dead. Yeah. Now, if somebody dies, a loved one, should we not grieve for them?
Yeah, we should.
We should. So what this means is we're grieving, that type of grief is for ourselves. That feeling of grief is our feeling of loss. Yeah. If someone is a good person and they pass away, either they'll be reunited with God or they'll have a good birth. There's no reason to feel sorry for them, for their sake. The process of grieving is for our sake. And we have to go through it. It's very important. So he's not saying that. He's saying that don't think that you've killed them. That we'll get these verses, of course. They're just changing a set of clothes. They'll take a new set of clothes. That the indweller, this indweller, the Dehi, this indweller, doesn't die when the body is killed and doesn't come into being when the body comes, that it can go from one to the other. Just like we take off our clothes, old clothes, and put on new clothes. Well, all of these are arguments. So this would be the first argument. So he doesn't say why. He doesn't. So Arjuna is thinking, why shouldn't I grieve? What's wrong with that, with the grieving? So now he'll explain. Na tvevaham jatu nasam, na tvam neme janadhipa, na chaiva na bhavishyamah, sarve vayamadah param. Na tvevaham jatu nasam, na tvam neme janadhipa, na chaiva na bhavishyamah, sarve vayamadah param. So now he's going to explain to Arjuna that it's not the case that I didn't exist in the past. And it's not the case. The same thing can be said about Janadhipa, about these kings and the warriors, everybody else, everybody that he's going to face and possibly have to kill. It's not that I have never existed, nor Tvam. It's not that you didn't exist before, nor these kings, nor this Nabhavishyamaha, that I won't continue to exist in the future. That means after this body is gone. So he's saying that the soul had an existence before this short period of this manifestation, and will have an existence after that. And what takes place, body is going to die anyhow. There are many different arguments that grief for somebody it's inevitable, they're going to die. And what would they gain by living an extra 10 years? With different ways of looking at it. But here he's just saying, it is not that I have never existed, nor thou, nor these kings, nor is it that we shall cease to exist in the future. And then it says, of course, Krishna here does not mean that the body is immortal, refers to the true self behind all bodies. Okay, so we'll do one more verse then stop. Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuhyati. Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuhyati. Dehin, we'll have these two terms, deha and dehin. Dehi, deha. Dehi, deha. Deha is the physical body. Dehi is the indweller in that body. It's not being specific or anything. We don't know what the nature is. People may argue that this is the soul, this is the Atman, whatever. But just as within this body, that indweller passes through different stages of life. Right. So we go through childhood and middle age and old age and that final period of life, and in the same way, we will take a new body. That's just another phase of life. So we give up this body, we'll take a new body, just another stage in life. We shouldn't consider it very much different from when we go from being a adolescent to being an adult, we take off that set of clothing of the child. That's gone, and we almost were a different person in that stage, a different person. We give the body a more radical change, of course. But this is the analogy of it. As our childhood, youth, and old age in this body to the embodied soul. So the Dehin and Dehi. So also is the attainment of another body. And then it says, Dhiras tatra namushyati. Dhira is a wise person, is a steady, calm, intelligent, sage-like type of person that tatra, in this regard, namushyati, that they won't be deluded, they won't be confused about this. They'll have that understanding that yes, the body is gone, but that the soul inside is not touched by it. It remains untouched. Yeah, like coconut, that if it gets dried and the inside is separate from the outside, you can crack the outside, the inside is not affected at all. Okay, so yeah, we will stop here. We'll start with the verse 14 next time. And we can close with the same verse, then we'll learn it eventually. O Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum